Hello, everybody. Brian here once again with Fixed Air Moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. I hope you guys are doing well. It is Wednesday, May 13th, 2020. Man, the days just keep on cruising by. It almost doesn't even feel like there's days of the week anymore. It's just 2020. We're in 2020. Here we are. Um, man, just so many messages have been coming in, especially like the moment Venus went retrograde for me. It's just like these messages of communication, and it's not even just in like your love life and your relationship, and mixed with Mercury in its home sign um, of Gemini, and then Venus going retrograde in Gemini with the North Node. Like, man, communicating and bridging the gaps between people. And that's Gemini, right? It's got the two pillars holding up a bridge. I mean, just the message is so clear right now that we need to bridge gaps, and it's not about one thing being right or one thing being wrong. Like, that's the South Node in Sagittarius, that like one belief, one thing is the right thing, and it's not that anymore. We can't just be one way or nothing. Like, we have to see the side of the other person. We have to accept other people for who they are, for their true identity. We have to be our true identity. Um, and it's so cool because I got to be honest, like, I see it everywhere, and people that just go out and speak their truth. They're just channeling this message, and I see it from people that don't even pay much attention to astrology, and they're out there spitting the exact same message that needs to be said right now because they're getting this message from source, and we are all getting these messages. And that's like Neptune over here squaring Venus for a month, or like the entire month. Like, we're getting the messages, but are we accepting them? Like, there's definitely people accepting the messages, and they're totally speaking their truth, and it's beautiful, and they're trying to unite people and bridge gaps, and it's so beautiful. Um, yeah, we're getting so many messages from all over the place, and it's just about being coming together. And I say Gemini's about the community, but it's about the collective. We got to come together as humanity. Um, and we just gotta bridge gaps. Like, there's no reason for us to be at war with each other. Um, we gotta stick up for ourselves and stick up for our rights. We gotta come together and start accepting everybody for their true authentic self, and understand that they might have a belief you don't have, but so be it. Like, that's the beauty of humanity. That's what makes us all one and connected, is we are all completely unique and different. No one person is going to be the same as another person. So we can't be putting other people in this box that they need to be just like us and see things just like us, because that's simply not what we're here to do. Maybe that was lessons that we were meant to learn in the past, but it's not the lesson we're supposed to be learning moving forward. And this year is absolutely showing people that. Um, and these retrogrades are like letting things stop for a second, rewind, and let's figure this out, because when these planets come direct again, it's go time. And we got to have our mind in the right place, and we got to have our heart, especially our heart. We got to have our heart in the right place. um, so I just want to get that message out first. It is astrologically related, but man, that message is just coming in so strong, and I see it through so many channels. Like, it just needs to be said more and more. So I wanted to make sure that it came out. I was shuffling cards before this video, just getting my deck ready for the end of the video, and I just was like, I have to look at the cut, and sure enough, it was the Four of Swords and the Star card, and it's like, we're not ready to wake up yet, but we're close. Like, we're getting all the messages, but we're not, as a collective, ready to accept all the messages. We need to go back to sleep to figure out some more of the messages in our subconscious before we can really awake. And that's where we are. But I think it all starts with just realizing like this Gemini's powerful right now, and the sun's about to come into Gemini. There's a lot going on, and it's bridging gaps and finding our value in each other, and just ditching like the old beliefs that like someone's better than another person. That's simply not true. It doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter what kind of house you live in. If you live in a tent or a mansion, you are as equally human as any other person on this planet. And we've been tricked into thinking that having one thing that someone else doesn't have makes you better than someone else. And that's not true at all. Anyways, Mercury and Gemini's got me. What? Woo! Like, I'm feeling it now too, especially with that Venus retrograde. The truth. It's the truth. The truth has got to start coming out. And we got to start voicing it and picking up our microphone, as my buddy Mike Neely just said on a live stream that he did, and it was so good. That guy's an amazing channel. If you are on Facebook, follow Michael Neely Galactic Vibes. The guy's the truth. I love that guy. Mars is in Pisces. Came in last night. Depending on where you are in the world, on the West Coast over here and on the East Coast in the United States, last night Mars came into Pisces. This is slippery waters for Mars. Mars is not the biggest fan of the water. Mars is fire. Mars is our action, how we do things, what drives us. And Pisces is the slipperiest of waters, the mutable water, mutable emotion, ever-changing emotion. And it can be beautiful and magical in Pisces, or it can be a shit show. It can be hell in Pisces. It's that 12th house energy of endings and spirituality and realization and deep emotional intuition and connection to a divine source. And if you don't have that divine source in that energy, you are going to channel that emotion into something that's negative, that can hurt you. So take what you know from like even this video or just your feelings. Like if you need to channel your energy into something that makes you feel good and maybe connects you with your guides and with God or source more, like if you're getting those messages, take them. Don't run from those, you know? Just you got to trust that gut feeling, whatever it may be. Just trust your gut. Because if you start trying to fight for things that don't align with who you really are, you're going to get lost in Pisces when Mars is there, and you're going to start taking action for the wrong things. And it's a slippery slope. Mars is not like really happy in Pisces. It can be a dream, and we can go and take action for our dreams, or it can be the opposite. So, you know, keep in mind. And Mars coming up, when Mars conjuncts Neptune at 20 degrees, and that's in June, it's gonna feel like you're either taking 100% action in what is right and what's on your path and what's your destiny and what your dream in this life is, or you're gonna get so lost in whatever's going on outside that it's gonna feel can be a nightmare. So that's a lot of energy right there in Pisces. There's a lot of 12th house energy. So, you know, I just want you guys to think about that and channel it into something that does, like, put your actions and your energy into something that's really serving you and serving other people and not putting people down. And you got to do what feels good, you know, and you got to do what's right by like humanity. Yeah, that's, you know, Mercury's making these great aspects, making these trines over to Saturn in Aquarius. So it's like, you know, it's coming off that, but we're still feeling that energy. Like we got to do things that connect us with people. We got to realize that there's so many different ways to come into this new world. But we might have to go back. Like Saturn's retrograde now. So we might have to go back into Capricorn and like figure out like what we really want to achieve and what we really want to go for before we can take that step into the new world. Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff coming up this week and this weekend. So it's about to get heavy. I think there's really good energy today for speaking your truth and being in your truth. There's this trine from the north node to Mars to the south node. It's like we know that those old beliefs aren't serving us anymore. We know it, our intuition, we're getting all the messages that those old beliefs are not serving us anymore, and we know where we need to go. And we need to go to a connection to where we're open-minded, because Mercury is neutral. Like, it's right down the middle. It's not masculine, not feminine, not benefic, not malefic. Mercury is right down the middle and sees both sides of everything, and especially in Gemini, sees both sides and respects both sides and learns from both sides. And that's what we need to do right now. We need to see both sides. The moon's going to be making some squares this week over to the sun, and it's going to be coming up on Neptune. So emotionally this week, we're going to start coming into, we got to trust our intuition, and I know I keep saying that, but it's true. Like, there's deep, deep messages and downloads coming in. Like, we're really in this, like, portal. Like, 2020 is such a portal of evolution. We're all evolving so much. Subconsciously and even consciously for many people. So if, just roll with it, and we got to accept these things. That's all I'm going to leave you with the astrology today. I will be back tomorrow. Pull a card. The Lovers. We got to love each other. We got to connect with each other. This can be love for yourself, but really this card is the love card of two people and coming together. And what a funny card for a Venus, first day, really, 24 hours into Venus retrograde, we get the Lovers, because love is such an important thing right now between people. And we have to communicate all that stuff, or we might not find the love we want. So it's important to communicate with your loved ones. Like, if you're in a relationship and it's feeling rocky, but you want to save it, you got to be honest and you got to speak your truth to keep your love going, or the retrograde's going to bring up, if it's not the truth, it's nothing right now, especially with your loved ones. And we all want to feel love, so that's why it's hard when Venus goes retrograde, because we feel like our love isn't there, but we all want to feel the love from each other. And Jupiter goes retrograde tomorrow, Thursday. And that is our two benefics, our two brightest lights in the sky besides the moon, are going to go retrograde. And Venus is going to dip off, and we're not even going to see her for 40 days and 40 nights as she transitions to the morning star. So, love, come together, listen to each other. Don't be so stuck in one belief. You should hear the other side out. And bridge the gaps. Bridge gaps between humanity. Whatever it is. Like, we got to bridge gaps and we got to come together. I love you guys very much. If you made it to the end of the video, please subscribe, like, share, comment. I love talking to you guys. Hit me up on all the social medias. Have a great Wednesday, and I will see you tomorrow. I love you.